Good evening. Welcome back to the Accountability Project, where we condense the pain of personal growth and development. So today, slept in a bit because it was Sunday, my down day. Did some church, spent some time with my son. We went out to the park, met a friend, had some great conversations today. Had our family meeting, made sure I got my reading done throughout the day. And so that's what we're going to talk about, is the science of success. Today's chapter was about humor, having a sense of humor, being able to laugh at yourself, and really just to have that resilient joy that even if something not so positive or something that you did not necessarily desire to have happen, just to have a sense of humor about it and just find ways of having fun despite of whatever circumstance you're in. And I've heard it said that, life is like a mountain that you have to climb, and you can either sing as you climb the mountain, or you can complain about how much your feet hurt. But either way, you've got to climb the mountain. And so it's better to just sing as you climb the mountain. It makes the trip more enjoyable, not just for yourself, but for those around you as well. So moving on to The Power of the Other. I really like this book. So this chapter, the fourth chapter, talks about the fourth corner, the corner of the positive connection, and what that actually looks like is a relationship where you can be vulnerable and someone can encourage you in the correct direction. And the reason that's powerful is because he shares most high-level performers do not have someone that they can be vulnerable with. Sometimes it has to do with thought processes they have. Sometimes it has to do with certain fears that they have associated with either being vulnerable with their board of directors or vulnerable with their spouse, or having other high-level individuals that they're able to connect with and truly be vulnerable, instead of feeling like they have to be the image, right? And they talk about even presidents of nations where they have to keep this almost stoic image, but at the same time they also need to realize that that's not the authentic person, that they need to have someone that they can be vulnerable with, whether that's a trusted confidant or friend, whether that's something like an Addicts Anonymous group, whether that's just a social network of people who are moving in the same direction. As I was reading it, I was likening this to when I decided to change the identity that I had with my health and become a runner, right? I want to be someone who is known as a runner, as their identity, as part of their identity. And so what I did was I downloaded the Strava app, because a lot of runners use that app to track their fitness, track their runs. It ties smoothly to a lot of different fitness devices, so it makes it very easy. What I found was that there's a slight sliver of social media aspect in that you can like and encourage other people in your social network through the app. But it doesn't have a huge forum like you would with Facebook to just ramble on about dumb stuff. It's really just like and comment about their run. So in having that, it's been very encouraging when someone I know who is a runner gives me a thumbs up when my morning run hits or my afternoon run hits. And so getting in this environment where not that you're doing it for the thumbs up, but the thumbs up or the comment of great job really helps push you to the next level, because you're in an environment, an association of people who are doing the same thing, and it kind of normalizes any struggle that is associated with it. And so that's what I mean by getting around a network of people doing the same thing in a positive direction. In professions, oftentimes that means going to conventions or annual continuing educations and getting around other people who are doing what you're doing and upping their game, right? Because you can't raise your level of association if you're not around anyone. So it's a powerful tool, but also being mindful that if you go there just to be the best person in the room, then you're probably not being vulnerable. You're not sharing your needs and allowing someone to fill your needs, especially the high performers. He talks about how most high performers are givers, not necessarily in the traditional aspect of givers, but in the aspect that in every relationship they're in, the success of that relationship depends on them alone, because they're the one who is in control. So they're the one who's serving someone else. They're the one who's helping. They are not necessarily the one benefiting from the relationship, and because they have no one who is sowing into them, eventually their cup will run dry. And that's why you have a lot of high-level performers who end up morally bankrupt, who end up in situations where they're cheating on their spouses, when they're in situations where they're making decisions that jeopardize their companies, their organizations, their families. That typically stems from not having someone they can be vulnerable with without being judged, but being encouraged through their vulnerability, getting help for things they need help with, instead of feeling like they have to deal with it by themselves. So I'm really excited to see where the rest of this book goes. But with that, this has been the Accountability Project. So condense the pain of personal growth and stay accountable. Bloop.